one of our favorite shows, Freaks and Geeks.
Yeah.
That you go on to do. You're working with. I mean, you were probably one of the most,
I think
recognizable persons on set with more work experience than any of these guys, right?
Yeah, so that was Jason Segel, James Franco, Seth Rogen, maybe even Linda Cardellini hadn't worked very much before then. It was Judd's first show. I mean,
That's
he had
crazy.
done Anchorman, but he hadn't done, he wasn't the Judd Apatow yet. You know what I mean? So you could tell that it was like, you got Paul Feig and Lawrence Kasdan's directing and just like comedy greats, all these people that come off of Saturday Night Live and
Geniuses.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And, but yeah, a lot of the cast was unknown. I mean, they found Jason Segel at a school play, Seth Rogen from Canada, just off of a whim as well. James Franco was unknown and not acting.
Incredible.
There's so many people other than that are in the show as well. Like, John Francis Daley and Martin Starr and,
Amazing.
All these guys that I was the bully, obviously.
Totally, you were
beating
great.
up on these kids.
That's hilarious. What was auditioning like for Freaks and Geeks?
So oddly enough, I went into producers. I sat with Judd and Paul Feig. We had an amazing audition. We improv for 45 minutes. And then I didn't hear from them for 3 months. And then they called and made an offer.
Wow.
And that was that.
Crazy.
That's nuts.
Yeah, I was bummed out because that pilot season I had auditioned and been up for a bunch of stuff and I didn't get anything. And then at the end of it, they just came back around and were like, oh yeah, we want to book Chauncey and this and that. And I guess they were just in their process. So that's another thing, you never know, you think,
Yeah.
and then there it is,
For
Yeah.
sure. Auditioning is crazy.
Yeah, everybody was in that show though. Shia LaBeouf, Ben Foster.
Massive.
It's a huge cast. That's why, I think I don't quite remember watching that when it came out. But,
Yeah.
I mean, it had a second life. I think
Yes.
once some of those guys blew up.
Yeah. So what happened with Freaks and Geeks was Who Wants to Be a Millionaire premiered the same year. And they were running Regis 7 days a week. And it was killing everything. And so 7 days a week, they're running Millionaire in prime time. And it's the biggest thing to ever happen on TV. And it just stole everybody's thunder, including Freaks and Geeks. So our first 4 weeks, we were on a different night, different time slot.
Oh, that's insane.
And we were getting 7 shares and they wanted 8s and they canned it. And that was that.
Yeah.
And for people that don't know, it's when you're building a show, you need consistent time slot, consistent time so people can come back and know, okay, Tuesday, 8 o'clock. That's when Freaks and Geeks is on every Tuesday for the next 2 years.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And if they're moving the show around,
there was no social, couldn't have a following already,
Yeah.
on Judd's site saying, oh, well, we're on a new night tonight.
Right.
It's not like you can go back and watch YouTube or just run it on Netflix and you get to see it and run through something and they're like, oh, this is doing well, And if it didn't do well, it's gone, and they move
If
on
that
to
show
something
had
else.
TikTok at the time.
Oh, it would have been
be
huge.
How was working with some of those guys, Franco or Seth Rogen?
I didn't get to work with them so much because they were the older crew
That's
and I
right.
was with all the younger
Martin
kids.
Starr.
But
funny
the
as hell.
set was fun as hell.
Yeah.
Martin Starr is funny as hell. The set was fun. We had a blast. And then that was it.
What was it? Did you have a clue that these guys were just going to blow up? They became A-list. It's insane.
Yeah, you never know what's gonna happen,
Yeah.
And
Do you
then,
stay in touch with any of those guys?
Yeah, I talked to, social media has enabled us to still be in touch with certain people. And over the years I've ran into people in different settings or whatnot. But yeah, it's interesting. I guess I just seen something and it's voted the 18th best show on television in history.
Wow.
And it's crazy that we did 8 episodes.
Congrats,
Yeah.
man. That's unreal.
Yeah. So on DVD, the show did so well that, people are still interested in it.